Warning: the following video was made before Player Core 2 came out for Pathfinder 2e, and so uses some options from before the Pathfinder Remaster project took effect. The build may need slight adjustments after Player Core 2 comes out. Hello YouTube and welcome to Prime Productions. I'm here to help enhance your tabletop gaming experience. And welcome back. If you're just joining us, Paizo recently, as of the posting of this video, announced a new versatile heritage allowing players to make dragon people. A lot of people were happy about that, and frankly, I am too. I know it's something a lot of players have wanted, but I realized that there were a few ways to make a draconic character without this new versatile heritage, so that's what we're doing here. If you missed part 1, go check it out on my channel, link in the description below. As a quick refresher, I have a few criteria for what I'm going to define as a draconic character. Firstly, they have to look like dragons, or at least look reptilian. Secondly, they have to have at least a decent melee combat ability. They don't have to be a combat monster, but I want them to be able to at least take a hit or two in melee before crumpling like a cheap suit. Lastly, they have to have those iconic draconic features, that is to say a natural attack and breath weapon, or at least something that could be mistaken for those. I also want the ability to fly, preferably with wings. Now, after part 1, I heard a lot of people asking about why I didn't use the Kobold ancestry, or some variation of that, and I have some bad news for you all. The new Monster Core book has printed some revelations or maybe retcons regarding Cobalts. It appears that in the remaster, Kobolds are no longer innately draconic. Instead, they are, quote, magically morphic, unquote. How the new Kobold works is that, as eggs, they may absorb ambient energy which can affect their development. So if a Kobold egg clutch is laid near a dragon, they may develop draconic features, true, but if they're laid near, say, a gate to the elemental plane of Earth, they may gain Earth abilities. So, yeah, Kobolds can still be draconic, but they are no longer predisposed to be draconic. Now, I'm going to still use a Kobold ancestry for this build, but please note this change going forward. Oh, and another thing. A lot of people have been talking about the custom mixed heritage rule, myself included. If you don't know, custom mixed heritage is a heritage that any ancestry can take that combines them with another ancestry. Several watchers have talked about making a Nagaji or snake person with custom mixed heritage Cobalt for a medium-sized dragon person, or an Urukshi or lizard folk with custom mixed heritage Kobold. The thing to remember is that custom mixed heritage is an optional rule, so you'll have to talk with your GM about it. For that reason, I won't be using it in these videos, but you are of course free to explore those options with your GM. Like I said in part 1, the ancestries and classes of these builds are mostly disconnected, so you can mix and match as you see fit. Okay, enough messing around. As always, when making a character in Pathfinder 2e, we have to go through the ABCs of character creation, and A stands for ancestry. For this build, I'm envisioning a dragon fanboy who is looking to become a Dracomancer, or Kobold who uses magic to become as dragon-like as possible. So, despite the preamble, I am going to make our character here a Kobold, and we'll just assume that as an egg he was laid near a dragon. As I said, you could go Nagaji or lizard folk with custom mixed heritage Kobold if your GM allows it, but I'm just going to go with base Kobold for simplicity. Either way, it satisfies my criteria for being draconic or reptilian looking. For heritage, I'm going to choose dragon-scaled Kobold, which gives us some energy resist, though there are other options as well. Now remember, this was made before Pathfinder Remaster released an ancestry for Kobold, so I'm using the old pre-remaster Kobold ancestry. This build may need some tweaks whenever the remastered Kobold ancestry comes out. For the ancestry feat, I'll pick up Kobold Breath, which gives us a breath weapon, though our class will also give us the ability to have something similar to a breath weapon, so you could pick another ancestry feat if you wanted. Lastly, just like before, I'm going to forego our typical Cobalt attribute modifiers for an additional 2 free boosts and no penalties. I'm going to start with Strength and Wisdom. B is for background, and I will take the Free Spirit for reasons that will become clear shortly. That gives us a bonus to Wisdom or Charisma, I'll go with Wisdom, and a free boost, I'll go with Strength. It also gives us training in the Survival skill and a lore skill related to a terrain type. Since a lot of dragons live in caves, I'll choose Cavern lore, but you can choose whichever terrain you prefer. We also gain the Forager skill feat, which is pretty nice as it means you are almost guaranteed to be able to find food for yourself in the wild. C is for class, and we are going to choose Druid. I know, it's no one's first choice, but Druids can wear medium armor and have 8 HP per level, so I say that qualifies as being able to do decent in melee combat. Druids also have access to several spells that help us out, like Gouging Claw, which is a spell that kinda simulates a natural attack, and Breathe Fire, which simulates a breath weapon. That takes care of 2 of our requirements. For our druidic subclass called an Order, we are going to go with Untamed Druid, which gets us the Untamed Shift Focus spell. The focus spell lets us transform just part of our body, which gives us a natural attack for a minute, but that's not why we're getting it. That'll become clear later. I will say that the Untamed Druid does have some edicts and anathemas that could become problematic, so make sure you read up on them. Druids also automatically gain the Nature skill, and being an Untamed Druid gives us the Intimidation skill, plus an additional 2 skills of your choice. Choose whatever you want. Druids also get a slew of other things. I will put them up on screen now. Finally, our druid gets a boost to 4 attributes of our choice, so Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Wisdom. Now, for equipment you're going to want some good armor like chainmail, and I would grab a steel shield and then maybe even a sturdy shield when you get the money for one, as you do get the shield block feat for free. Remember, druids can use metal armor and shields as of the remaster. Now, I would actually leave their other hand free for things like Gouging Claw, or maybe wear a spiked gauntlet or something. Leveling up, I'd suggest grabbing the skill feat Additional Lore for Dragon Lore if you really want to lean into being a Dracomancer. You can get that as early as level 2. There are a few class feats that are basically a must for this build. At level 8, we want to grab the Soaring Shape feat that lets us modify Untamed Shift to let us sprout wings, and that gives us flight. Anyway, that gives us wings with a flight speed, so that is the last of our requirements checked off. One last thing to mention, the Untamed Order gives us the Untamed Shift focus spell, but Untamed Druids also get the Untamed Form focus spell. Those are 2 different spells. Untamed Form is the old Wild Shape ability, functioning as a focus spell that lets us fully change into other creatures. The Soaring Shape feat actually pulls double duty, as it not only lets Untamed Shift give us wings, but lets you turn into a bird with Untamed Form. If you take the level 12 feat Dragon Shape, you can use Untamed Form to fully turn into a dragon if you want, so yeah, that's a fun bonus. And of course, there are even higher level feats that further expand on this ability, such as the Perfect Form Control feat, which you can get at level 18, so go research them if that sounds good to you. Anyway, that's it for today. Now, if your players are making dragon characters and you need an evil dragon-slaying NPC to go up against them, check out my book, The NPC Omnibus, filled with 36 NPCs from creature levels -1 to 10. There are representations of most current player character classes in the book, and it's fully updated for the Pathfinder remaster. Go check it out at DriveThruRPG or PathfinderInfinite.com, and hey, leave a review if it's not too much trouble. That would really help me out. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That tells not only me, but also YouTube that you like this kind of content and would like to see more. Until then, thank you, good luck, and happy gaming!